Sally Cohen is a political commentator and a Hillary Clinton supporter. Joins me now. Betsy McCoy is a senior fellow at the London Centre for Policy Research and a Trump supporter. And there'll be no fisticuffs. No fisticuffs.
See how far away we are,
yeah,
Richard.
we've kept you to a part. Look, I want to start. I want a straightforward answer that doesn't involve you replying about Hillary Clinton's emails. I want to know, Betsy, do you believe that this election is rigged?
In the sense that the media are overwhelmingly favoring one candidate versus the other, Donald Trump is articulating that. It's true, and almost everyone in America knows it's true. For example, 89% of political contributions made by members of the media go to the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party. Secondly, in the treatment of something such as these allegations about the women, the New York Times has behaved extraordinarily irresponsibly, printing allegations that have not even an iota of fact behind them, putting them on the front page.
But in terms of the mechanics of elections...
aside from the media bias, there is certainly evidence that there is some corruption. For example, the New York City election commissioner just came out last week. This is a very big city. And the New York City election commissioner, Alan Shulkin, came out last week and said, we've got a lot of election fraud in New York City. And, of course, I saw it when I was running for office here myself. That is true in some of the largest cities in the United States, and the Pew Foundation has found that 1 out of 8 voter registrations in the country is either somebody who's dead, or it's a duplicate, or it's an illegal voter.
I've never seen those statistics. The statistics the ones that I've seen show that you are more likely to be struck by lightning in this country than to commit voter fraud. That the incidences of voter fraud, where it's been looked at, have been less than 0.000. I don't have the time for the zeros. I think at this point you're more likely to be groped by Donald Trump than you are to be someone committing voter fraud.
Well, it's only took you about 35 seconds to get to that part of the story. But Betsy has a very good, strong point, doesn't she? Though when she does say that a dispassionate look at the media, and I will throw the New York Times into here. I mean, sometimes even when I'm reading it on the subway into work, you do think, I mean, they do appear to have become partisan to some extent, to a large extent.
Well, look, 2 things. First of all, you know, if you believe that fact-checking is partisan, then I suppose we're redefining the notion of fact-checking. The simple truth is that Donald Trump has stretched the truth over and over and over again, and so the media, by trying to do its job. But can I make another point here, which is to Betsy's point? Up through June in this entire election, Donald Trump received 4 times more media coverage than Hillary Clinton, and whereas Hillary Clinton's coverage was about 80. Wait, hang on.
If we merely go by minutes.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. So we're not going by minutes covered, but also Hillary Clinton, about 80% of her coverage was negative versus 46% of Trump's coverage being negative. So let's be clear, he has overwhelmingly benefited from playing the media, using the media, and now that suddenly they don't like, you know, he sees that there's something that the media is trying to call out truth, he complains and whines. This is childish.
With the exception of 1960.
Well, let me point out Al Franken's Senate seat, for example, which he won by a mere 312 votes. There were suggestions there that perhaps some of those votes were illegally cast.
But
the Pew Foundation,
no one found.
No, let me just point out the Pew Foundation and the Washington Post published a study that actually analyzed post facto the illegal votes that were cast and where they went, and 80% went to Democratic candidates in 2008.
Nobody surely is suggesting that the actual outcome of the entire U.S. presidential election would be covered.
Excuse me, I believe Donald Trump is... Donald Trump is alleging that. He's suggesting...
I'd like to correct that. Yes?
Ladies.
He's suggesting that in certain parts of the country...
Let's move on to the economy.
Therefore,
the economy.
That's it. Okay.
The economy. We're now in the final stages of this campaign, and the presidential election is supposed to be about the economy. Do you believe that Hillary Clinton's plan has resonated or has it just bored? Has she just basically thrown so much out there? A policy for everything, including cutting your toenails.
I haven't seen the cutting your toenails policy. I have seen her policy to do something about abject poverty, her policy to cut taxes and build the middle class, her policy to rebuild our schools, her policy to create programs for... No, but let's be clear. We want to talk about the media. 11% of the coverage in this election has been about issues. So the simple fact is that anytime Donald Trump tweets something about, who knows what or whatever, we all talk about that and we aren't covering
your side has the email scandals, which is just as much of an issue.
It's as big a scandal because the media, in its search for balance, has felt that it needs to find something to hammer Hillary on. And so, look, we just did equal time. Donald Trump said that the entire democratic system isn't valid, and Hillary, there's one email that an underling is arguing about, and we cover them equally. That's the problem.
I'm thrilled we're going on to the economy because this is Donald Trump's strongest avenue.
Not according to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School and its tax policy, which, with its latest report...
But I'd like to address that. Even that report, if you read it, will say, you'll see that it says Hillary Clinton's economic plan provides no mechanisms for private sector job growth.
It also says Donald Trump's policies, as you'll have read the report, will increase the deficit in the long term.
Because just like Reagan did, what Trump is doing is slashing corporate tax rates and deregulating to spur economic growth. And he is willing to live with a transition deficit, just as Reagan did, because we're never going to pay down the debt by scrimping and saving. We're going to pay it down by creating more growth. Right now, it's 1.2%. By 1991, we had more revenue, and we were reducing the deficit.
Republicans who have hammered Barack Obama on the deficit.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Final question.
Okay. Yes.
What does each candidate have to do tomorrow night? Please tell me what your candidate has to do, not what the other candidate doesn't have to do.
Okay. Yes. Donald Trump has to deliver a strong message that his economic policies will produce more take-home pay, more economic growth in this country, and that his immigration policies will spare American workers, people already in this country, from unfair job competition as immigrants come in and take their jobs away, which they are doing.
And not lose his cool.
That's right.
Hillary Clinton just has to be herself and show that she is the person with the experience, the vision, the temperament to be president of the United States. And frankly, the only one who is serious enough for this job and taking the job seriously.
Well, we got through it without any fisticuffs?
No fisticuffs.
Just to say
yes.